When you're on social media, you have a shelf life. This happens to every creator. Views dry up.
That's right. There is a whole business of studios where you can pose and pretend you're on a luxury private jet.
Blew it here, man. Yeah, this should be straight. It's not. It's crooked where your bicep is because you pulled it out.
Okay, so the more we've looked up overconsumption, credit card debt, and high car payments, the more we've seen it's kind of become keeping up with the Joneses, not so much of the people that you're around, but primarily the people that you look at online. And because influencers have become modern day celebrities, they take the role of luxury lifestyles, having giant mansions, extremely expensive cars. Of course, they have perfect skin. They're always beautiful, amazing vacations, perfect morning routines, honestly, you name it. But the more we sit and scroll and consume this type of content way longer than you would even back in the day watching TV shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the more we believe and expect our lives to be exactly like theirs. And there are countless examples of influencers lying and cheating and faking their entire life just to keep up a charade that you want to mimic and ends up putting you in a financial hole. So we're going to go over a few examples of influencers lying online for a various amount of reasons, whether it's likes and attention or money or just their own insecurities. So don't take what you see online too seriously because it has basically turned into today's reality TV.
Let's take a look at how these two models blatantly cheated in a half marathon. Models Brie Tiesi and Chloe Tere signed up for a half marathon race based in Temecula, California. It was part of the Divas 5K and half marathon series, and they were expected to show up at 7:30 a.m. to lace up and run for a good cause. They come through just over 10K in 1:32.14, putting them in contention to finish in just a little over 3 hours. As they approach the 11-mile split though, no chip timer seems to go off, but perhaps it's some sort of weird error on the race organizer's part. But then they come through the finish line, and after getting some posing pictures and taking a look at the results to further confirm, she managed to finish with a time of 1:58.22 alongside her friend. Very odd. Brie did take this to Instagram to celebrate her accomplishment and posted a picture with the caption, quote, "My first half marathon with no prep in exactly 2 hours." The OP points out that despite Brie coming through the 6.4 mile mark at just over an hour and a half, she miraculously finished the rest of the race in under 30 minutes, which is essentially 4 minutes flat per mile pace. Not to mention she didn't even register an 11-mile split, whereas just about everyone else in the race did.
So apparently she turned on the jets halfway through the race and I guess became an Olympic athlete, and what you find out is she skipped a massive portion of it just to be able to get that attention online that, look, oh, I finished a half marathon, here's my medal, look at how good I look, please like the post and comment and follow me and give me more attention so I can get more brand deals and make even more money. So this isn't really something new either, especially in the fitness industry. She's not really a fitness model in the way of being a bodybuilder, almost just like the lifestyle influencers that are also fit, but we've been seeing examples like this since basically the beginning of Instagram and the whole fitness industry turning into an online contest.
Okay, let's go. Sam Ashkahari, who is Britney Spears' husband. Now, somebody wanted me to do Britney Spears, but I'm going to stay away from that one because, yeah. Anyway, so they sent me this photo, and I'm like, holy shit. You'd think that shouldn't be bent, right? We got him. But you know what? I always do my due diligence. I found a photo of this machine turned in the proper way, and it actually is bent. Is Sam off the hook? Fuck no, boy. Blew it here, man. Yeah, this should be straight. It's not. It's crooked where your bicep is because you pulled it out. And my man's always advertising shit for first form. Look at his arm in the back and look at that pole. This is a support beam. Why is it bending? And this one, he literally deleted his lat. Look. You gave away lats for biceps? Come on, bro. Advertising more fitness shit. Look at the windowsill there. You see it? It is completely straight in the following photo. Pathetic. It just blows my mind that these million follower accounts can do this shit so poorly and nobody calls it out or notices it. What the fuck?
This also is just one single example. There is a Reddit post that I found that was made 5 years ago that there was a dedicated Instagram account showing all the Photoshop, the best angles and Facetune that all these Instagram influencers were using, and Instagram actually deleted the account. So this has been going on for years, especially with bodybuilding. I think it's really messed up that, of course, the entire industry is laced with steroids, which overall I don't really have a problem with, especially if you say that you're on it. If you're trying trying to push your body past its limits, that's kind of the only way to do it. And most of the people who do it know that they're cutting down their life expectancy just to be able to look a little bit better now. And if you want to make that choice, that's on you, but there's a lot of people who will lie and say that they're completely clean, or they just have blatant Photoshop like that while trying to sell you supplements to make you think that you could be just as big as them, even though they're not as big as they seem in any of their pictures. And I would say pretty recently, over the past few years, there's been a lot of issues with that in the fitness industry of younger and younger kids starting to get on gear, taking crazy amounts of supplements just to try to be as big as somebody who they will just never be able to compete with. And it's all just to keep up the looks and the facade online, to have really nice pictures just so you could sell a little bit more of your supplement line or your clothing brand. And that's definitely not the only avenue where this happens. Now, I'm not going to go super in depth on it, but maybe you saw this story before. Brandon Miller, real estate mogul and husband of Mama and Tata influencer Candace Miller, dead at 43. So this was a couple that liked to show that they were super wealthy. The wife was a picture perfect Instagram influencer doing all the same things that everybody else does. The husband was an apparent multimillionaire because of real estate and ended up doing several bad deals and bankrupting the family. And to keep up the charade, instead of downsizing their life, he was doing even more deals until they were completely out of money. And then he unalived himself instead of going back to maybe a normal middle class life after bankruptcy. So I mean, you can really see how much social media will influence people. This guy would literally rather not be here than go back to a normal lifestyle and have people online know that the picture perfect life wasn't actually so.
Posing with friends in front of white leather seats, looking reflective out an airplane window, maybe even holding up a little bottle of champagne with a nonchalant, "Yeah, I do this all the time," look on their face. With private jets costing anywhere from $3,000 to $18,000 per hour, that's a whole lot of moolah going around. So how are so many people affording to soar the skies this way? Well, most likely it's because they're not soaring the skies in these pictures. Instead, they may be squarely on the ground, booking out one of the many fake private jet studios that are intended just for taking photos. That's right, there is a whole business of studios where you can pose and pretend you're on a luxury private jet. Sure, these studios may have originally popped up for movie or commercial sets, but nowadays they found a customer base and people trying to flex a lifestyle they don't truly have.
I mean, how sad is it to keep up the charade to your followers that you have to rent out a box that looks like a private jet from some movie set or something like that instead of actually going on the flight that you're supposed to be showing off? I think it was Bow Wow several years ago had a picture of him and made it look like he was flying on a private jet, and at the exact same time it was posted, there was a guy right behind him who took a picture and he was in just a normal economy class airplane going somewhere. It does amaze me, especially when people do a very poor job at trying to hide that they're just lying to their followers to make it seem like their life is better than it actually is, that they won't end up getting caught. Everybody has some sort of video camera now in their pocket, constantly looking and screenshotting and saving everything that you put online. So if you have really bad Photoshop pictures, somebody's going to find it out. Or lying about taking a trip and then just going on an airplane with a whole bunch of normal people. It's just very low effort lying. But another thing that I bet a lot of people don't really realize, especially the very young kids who want to be future content creators in their lives, that this isn't something that you're going to do till you're 65 and then retire. The internet has a very short life cycle. It's very difficult to have a long-lasting career online. A vast majority of content creators could be a couple years, could be weeks, or literally days if you're a meme and you completely fizzle out. One right off the top of my head, I'm thinking of that backpack kid from a long time ago. I think he's just completely fallen off the face of the earth. But if you do end up hitting something online, you start making a good amount of money, please save as much as you possibly can and don't turn into the LA influencer lifestyle, because when it's finally over, it's just going to put you into debt.
Most influencers fall off and go broke. Even though most people want to be influencers, this is a simple fact about it. I'll tell you why. So I knew this kid back in high school from my town, so I knew him pretty well, and he went to LA, moved to LA. Bro's getting the views, bro's getting the brand deals. He was making stupid, retarded money, bro. Then something happened. The views dried up. And so when you're on social media, you have a shelf life. This happens to every creator. Views dry up. So what you do before that happens is you build a little infrastructure for yourself so you can financially sustain when you fall off. so you can adapt. So that put a lot of pressure on him. So then he had to go back to Canada, work a job. And when he was working a job, he couldn't post videos anymore. So he ended up losing like his whole platform pretty much. He doesn't post anymore.
So, I mean, this could go a number of ways. You could just go back to having a normal 9 to 5 job. You could turn into Jason Nash, just begging for money on TikTok Live as entertainment, or people will just constantly make the same content and get less and less views and start having breakdowns, all to keep up an image online, which most of the time turns into having the luxury lifestyle. So that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.